Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for the safest and cheapest coins anywhere. Make sure you check out the solo grinding service as well. Use code Zirksee at checkout for a 10% discount on your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It is Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over the best chemistries to use in Madden 19. Now, I did make a video on this a while ago, and I'm getting a lot of requests about people wanting me to make another one. Now, with that being said, probably because there's a lot more chemistries in the game now, and a lot more to kind of think about when you're picking your chemistries, as well as, you know, we actually do just have new chems in the game. So I figured I'd do this again. Now I'm going to go over specifically which chemistries are on for offense, which chemistries are on for defense, and also which elite tier chems do I recommend that you guys put on certain players, like secondary players, linebackers, stuff like that. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the quarterback. My QB is Donovan McNabb. Now, I have to personally say, there are two chemistries I would say you can run. For offense, I recommend, I don't want to spoil what I'm going to say for running back slash your other things, but for your quarterback, your wide receivers, and your tight ends, I recommend you run two different chemistries. Well, pick your choice between two. First off, you can go with Go Deep, which I get 3 throw power, 3 beat the press, 3 break sack, and 3 spec catch. Now, say you have a QB that doesn't have break sack, that's not really going to help you. I think McNabb has decent break sack. 3 spec catch, 3 beat the press, and 3 throw power is pretty freaking big. Now, it also gives 3 throw deep, I believe, as well. 3 accuracy throw deep. I'm almost positive, yeah, it does, actually. It gives 3 throw deep and also 3 deep route running. So that helps a ton if you like to throw the ball deep. And, of course, the throw power helps with, you know, how far you can throw the ball. And I think it actually helps with, like, throwing speed, how fast the ball gets there as well. So that definitely helps with Donovan McNabb. Now, the other chemistry I could recommend you guys run would probably be, I believe that's West Coast. Yeah, it's West Coast. Now, the reason I would say West Coast instead of maybe Go Deep, if you want to do that, I've also seen some people run Play Fake because they get, you know, the route running, the medium accuracy, whatever. Personally, I would say Go Deep or West Coast. The reason I'd say that is because West Coast, you get catching, throw under pressure, short running, short accuracy, and also catching traffic and pass block footwork or finesse, which doesn't really matter. But this is mostly going to be for QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends because you get the catch and the catch and traffic. That's like the main part about this. But with the Go Deep, you get a lot. And I feel like Go Deep is kind of a little bit more helpful with your QB just because of the fact that you do get, you know, the throw power instead of just getting the throw short. You also get, you know, the deep accuracy, the break, the sack. So Go Deep for me, I believe, is probably the best offensive chem to run for your wide receivers, for your running, or for your wide receivers, tight end, and your QB, just because it does boost them a ton and helps them out a lot. Also, when it comes to Gunslinger, and I'm not going to go into physical chems because obviously that's just a ton of training, and I feel like the best one is obviously Sprinter, but I do not feel like buying Sprinter. I'm not going to buy Sprinter anytime soon. But when it comes to QBs, my personal favorite would be Conductor or Gunslinger, because Identifier, you should probably just put that on an offensive lineman anyways. But I feel like Gunslinger is actually really good. Donovan McNabb is the first QB I've actually tried Gunslinger on, and I gotta say, I can definitely notice a difference, and I think that it helps a lot. Conductor as well really does help if you make a ton of adjustments. I don't make a ton of adjustments. That's why I would go with Gunslinger for me personally, and let's get into the running backs. Now, this is with the 93 overall Ricky Williams, but I do have to say there's, of course, other running backs you can use these chems for. But when it comes to the red chem on any running back, I personally believe Spin Specialist is the best one this year because the spin move just seems so glitchy. And if you have, say, Ultimate Kickoff Zeke, I know he can get Spin Specialist. I don't know the exact threshold. If you know the threshold, please let me know down below. I think it's like 90 or something like that. But Spin Specialist, in my opinion, is the best red chem for a running back. Some people would say the route runnings. I don't really think so. Stiff arm specialist, whatever. Spin move is insanely glitchy when it comes to Ricky Williams and Zeke. And then, of course, I also use zone run on my running backs, fullbacks, and offensive line, which I'll show you guys my lineup and how I kind of get tier 4 of zone run and maxed out Go Deep so you guys can see what I do. But when it comes to zone run, because I have it up to tier 4, we do get 2 carry, 2 spin, 2 juke, 2 run block, 2 elusiveness, and 2 run block finesse. So that's a lot of boost, especially for a running back in the +2 carry, the +2 spin, and the +2 juke. That is huge. And of course the 2 elusiveness is one. Then if you want to get this up to tier 6, you get, you know, an extra spin, juke, and elusiveness and carry for your running backs, that's really good. Now, just to show you guys exactly what I do on offense to get the chems like this. So for the starting quarterback, wide receiver, and tight ends, like I said, I have go deep on them, and I have go deep all the way down the line, all the way down to wide receiver number 5. So that's really important you do that, as well as the backup QB. Then also the tight ends, they all have go deep on them. And then the offensive linemen, they all have zone run as much as you can. But in order to get the go deep or the passing one maxed out, what I do is I actually put backup offensive linemen into every single position, and they all have go deep chem. And then, of course, we have Tommy Bohannon with zone run, and at backup, we have Nick Bodden, who also has zone running chemistry on him. So backup, fullback, all 3 running backs definitely need to have zone run. Luckily, all 3 of mine can get ×2, so that does help quite a bit. And then, of course, all your offensive linemen, zone run. So that's how I get tier 4 zone run, and then, of course, I also have go deep on the backups. Now, when it comes to wide receivers, guys, highly recommend that you pick up the new route running specialist chemistry. I personally have 2 different wide receivers on my team that actually have it, and I need to pick it up for Greg Olsen as well. But Randy Moss has deep chemistry, and Jerry Rice has elite. Now, Jerry Rice can't get deep, I don't believe, and I wanted to try to elite on Jerry Rice anyways, so I decided to go with that. I have to say, it's crazy. If I had to pick between if you're going to go with deep or you're going to go with expert, I would say deep. Because if you have a fast wide receiver like Randy Moss, you get the deep crossing route, you get the corner route, you get the skinny post. It is huge, and the route combos you can make up using that is really good. Sometimes I'll come out and split close, and I'll block both my running backs, and I'll have Tyreek Hill going on a crossing route over the middle. I'll have Jerry Rice going on a crossing route, and I'll have Randy Moss going on a deep crossing route. So it's a lot of crossing, and it's really hard for the defense to keep up with that, especially since this year, like, defense in general cannot keep up with crossing routes. So usually Randy Moss will get open either deep down the right side, or Tyreek Hill will get open, or even Jerry Rice will get open. And I gotta say, I do like the expert route running as well, but I feel like the deep route running, in my opinion, is probably the better option. Now, when it comes to offensive linemen, for the elite chem, I recommend that you get at least 1 player on your team with identifier, and I would say probably a guard. Depending on what type of plays you run for your center, I like to run halfback dive a lot, so lead the way chem for Travis Frederick actually helps quite a bit because he's used the lead blocker right up the middle. And then for your tackles, I highly recommend you get secure pass blocker so that you don't get beat around the edge, even though some people say that it probably doesn't work. I also need to work on getting a chem for Larry Allen as well. Tight end, probably should get the route running chem as well. I'm definitely going to work on that for Greg Olsen. Now, when it comes to defense, you guys can see I prefer to actually run lockdown and pass rush. I know a lot of people say lockdown and run stuff, I believe is what it is. You get block shit, stuff like that. I believe that pass rush might be a little bit better, but it does give you +2 power move, +2 finesse move, +2 pursuit, and +2 press with my pass rush chem because that's tier 4. And of course, if you run a 4-3 defense, it might be a little bit different for you. But for me, when it comes to my 3-4D, what I like to do is on my linebackers and defensive ends, my scheme that I run sometimes is mostly dime. So Damon Harrison doesn't really play a ton for me unless they run the ball. That's why I put out of the way cam on him. In case they run the ball a lot, then he can get a lot of block shots up the middle. Besides that, usually Jadeveon Clowney, Reggie White, Kevin Green, and Lawrence Taylor are actually the ones that are pass rush for me. Also, if you're wondering how Clowney actually has chemistries and he's a right end, put him at backup outside linebacker and he actually keeps his chem boost and helps the team. So Lawrence Taylor, I don't believe can get situational pass rusher, so that's why I put secure tackler on him. He might actually be able to get it, but I just wanted to try a secure tackler on him, and I gotta say I actually like that a lot, because most of the time, people like to run it to the left on me for some reason, and Lawrence Taylor being out there gets the tackle every single time, so that helps a lot. But when it comes to pass rushers, I highly recommend you get situational pass rusher, because that will help you when it comes to 3rd and 7, 4th and 7. They become better at pass rushing. So Kevin Green is really good at that. Reggie White as well, Jadeveon Clowney. Highly recommend those players. And then, of course, middle linebackers, I recommend you get lockdown chem because that will just help their zone coverage, which Michael Kendricks needs to have that, so I need to put that on him as well. But my lockdown is fully maxed out. So what I say is your defensive lineman, either you're going to go with pass rush or you're going to go with run stuff. I would say probably pass rush. And then depending on your scheme, what you want to do with the red chem for them, I personally believe that situational pass rush is probably the best one. Defensive tackle would say out of the way, unless you have a pass rush and if it's a tackle, then you can go with situational pass rusher again and just have a complete beast there all over the field. But when it comes to linebackers and, of course, your defensive ends, or your outside linebackers at least, go with pass rush or run stuff, and then your middle linebackers, I'd say lockdown to help with them in chemistry. Then, of course, without a doubt, your secondary, you want to go with lockdown chemistry on every single person available. I have it on all my backups, including my backup strong safety, and of course, Malik Hooker gives me lockdown times 6. So that helps a ton on that part. Now, I have footsteps on Sean Taylor because I wanted to try it out when I got him. I really don't think it's even working. I really don't even think the chemistry works that well. Even though they said they fixed it, I really haven't noticed it at all. I recommend you put tip drill on every single defensive player that you guys can. And when I say players, of course, I meant the secondary. But tip drill to me is probably the best chemistry because for me personally, I think I get at least a tip drill interception probably every game or two. A lot of the times, a ball will bounce off a linebacker's hand or hit a receiver in the back or just the receiver will drop it. The ball will get flipped up in the air. Tip drill helps a ton. Take a look at the other chemistries you can get on Jalen Ramsey. Get pick specialist. Player is less likely to drop picks. Ramsey doesn't drop picks, to be honest. Pick 6, it doesn't matter if you don't get your hands on the ball. Plus, I don't think I ever had a pick 6 with Jalen Ramsey. But that just basically helps you with your stamina. And then tip drill. Tip drill to me is, without a doubt, the best chemistry to have on your safeties, on your corners. I get a lot of interceptions just off of tip drill. Now, of course, Deion Sanders probably has some different chemistries available. If we take a look at Deion's chems, he can actually get never stumble as well, which I don't recommend. And then, of course, return man, which if you want to go return man on him because he's going to be a return guy on every single team, you can. Personally, I feel like tip drill is better. Also, I had Aeneas Williams who could get unfakeable. Still recommend tip drill over every single chemistry. So for secondary guys, safeties, cornerbacks, I put tip drill on. Tip drill will definitely save your cheeks. And then, of course, lockdown on all your secondary players, and then either your linebackers, in your defensive ends, or defensive tackles as well. You can put situational pass rusher maybe out of the way, chem, middle linebackers. I recommend you go with lockdown as well. Offensively, either go deep or West Coast offensive style for your QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And then, of course, your running backs. I say running backs, offensive lineman, fullback. Go with zone run because I don't think the go deep actually boosts anything for offensive linemen except for like a little bit. So zone run definitely helps a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you guys check out my other videos from today. I'm sure I already have one going up later today as well. And I already had one go up this morning going over the primetime performers, Don Tari Poe, and also Big Ben Roethlisberger. So hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. I will see you guys next time.